Hey, everybody. I hope this live stream or video finds you doing well. So, I promised last night that I would make a video about Donald Trump's presidency. Now, first one, I want to set things straight. I'm not going to be coming off with any stuff like Jesus told me, well, God told me this, Holy Spirit told me that. Nope. I'm going to just let y'all know a little secret. I got something between in my ears. It's called a brain. I do a lot of thinking and I do a lot of putting pieces of the puzzle together. So let's start off. Number one, you can bet President Trump's going to be super, and I mean super strict when it comes to the southern border. That's happening. That's a given. And I think that we will see the economy start doing a whole lot better underneath him. I think you will see that there are going to be a lot of people who was, because the January 6th trials, were put in prison, and he is going to pardon a lot of those. I absolutely seen that. So, what I also see is that when the economy starts doing a little bit better, and it won't take long, there's one thing else that he's going to do. You see, everybody thought, well, we'll just shove some justice down Donald Trump's throat. Well, we're just going to do this and that and the other. I'm just a real tough guy. I'm a tough gal. Well, I hope you're real tough, because see, no, it was actually Wednesday morning. All of your ideas just kind of went, pew, and if you didn't feel it then, you will after he becomes president. If you think that President Trump is one of these guys of, well, all the cases are done now and this is all in the past, and well, I'm just going to forgive and let go. Nope, not going to happen. I can guarantee you he's right down right now in Mar-a-Lago, just taking that axe and he's grinding it real good. And when he gets done with it, it's going to be real sharp. And I can tell you that when he starts in on people, here's what it's going to look like: an investigation. Every prosecutor, every judge will go underneath a microscope and be investigated. I can promise you that's going to happen. They're going to get to enjoy the misery that they gave to him, except I'm pretty much sure that he's going to cause a lot more. And when he gets done, well, I just don't think anybody's going to have a career. That I just don't see how that anybody's going to have a career when this gets done and over with. If these people were half as smart as they think they were, they'd already be in Brazil. You couldn't get them out of Brazil. There is not enough money. There is not enough of nothing to get them out of Brazil. They would already be there. They'd already have a house picked out. They had already bought, applied for citizenship, and they'd have everything in the works going right now if they were half as smart as what they think they are. Now, United States, they can decide to go in and get people if they want to. And I'm sure it could be like a black ops thing. Nobody knows nothing, sees nothing, hears nothing. So I don't know if I don't advise running. Just stay where you're at. Because I'll tell you what, when these investigations get done, I just don't know how many people have a career. And if they do have a career, it's going to be just barely. They're just going to be hanging on that last thread. because that's all they're going to have. So it's not that President Trump is going to be blowing up or anything like that. No, just going to be investigations. There's going to be a lot of them. And then he's really going to take people to task. From my understanding on the news, he's already talked about the Biden family. I was kind of hoping that maybe he would let President Joe Biden go. I mean, in all honesty, we all know that something's not right there. And I'm personally thinking, this is my opinion. I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, but I have to wonder if it isn't Alzheimer's or if he's just not delusional or something's not right there. So I'm kind of hoping that President Trump would just allow him to go home, allow him to spend his last days with his families. I don't know that there's a whole lot of more days ahead of him. I mean, you kind of get, well, there was President Ronald Reagan. He lived quite a long time with Alzheimer's. But, isn't that a kind of a bad way to live your life? You're there, but you're not, you know. So, I'm just praying that President Trump will allow President Biden just to go home, live out his days. Just man's got enough going on, concerning his health. Just let him lie in peace. What he does, I don't know. I can't control people. But he has called out Biden and he's going after Biden. And he's going after the Biden family, do investigations and all. And so when he dishes out that revenge, it's going to be through investigations. Then the investigation is, well, what can we prosecute him for? And I'll tell you what, this lady by the last name of what was her? Not Chelsea, Cheney. Mrs. Cheney that was out there and I'm a Republican. I want this Democrat to win. There's something wrong with that picture. And I'm sure that President Trump, being half as smart as what I think he is, he's going to pick up on that. He's probably going to have Representative or Congresswoman Cheney investigated also. You don't get to stand up, be a Republican, and I'm going to portray Donald J. Trump because I think it's a great idea. And, well, he'll just be okay with it. No, he's not. He is going to dish out the revenge. It will be perfectly legal, and they are not going to like this. That's why that I was expecting Camilla to win. I really was. I thought, well, she's got a real good shot here. I am a little surprised that he did win, but I'm not like, oh wow, this is just off the charts. It isn't. There was still a part of me expecting that he could very easily win. And he did. And I'll even prove it to you guys. I decided to buy a little cup. Right there, Donald Trump, President of the United States, make America great again. This is a Jack Daniels glass, old number 7. Let me see if I can tilt that. But anyhow, I got my cup. Got a worse it, had a little coffee in it, but it's a whiskey cup. So, folks, I'm not surprised. And I tell you, when he says he's draining the swamp, oh yeah, that's happening. Oh yeah, that's happening real bad. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is not going to be good. That is, I feel bad for him. That's just not going to be good. And when it comes to the American people, I think he will fight. But I hate to tell you guys this, and I hate to tell you this real, real badly. No matter how great of a president Donald Trump has been, is, or will be, and or will be, there's something that he's never going to be able to stop, and that is the birth of AI. He has no way of stopping that. When companies switch over from using humans to using robots, there's nothing he can do to stop that. There's nothing in this world he can do. It is not going to happen. What will happen is AI is going to be taken over a lot. And then they will be put on unemployment. You lose your job to AI, there's just no other way of going about it. You're just going to have unemployment. You'll get 6 months of unemployment, maybe a year, maybe two at the extreme most. But then there's just going to be a time and day when the government says, I'm done, tired of supporting these people. And they're just going to write you all off. They are absolutely going to write workers off left and right and all around. That is an absolute fact. Then the stock market is going to show, oh, yeah, man, our economy is doing really good. Let me tell you guys something. There are people who are so sick physically, mentally, that they are not capable of doing stock trades. They can't hold that information. There's just things wrong. If a person's physically sick, what can you do? I mean, they're physically sick. If there's something wrong with them mentally that they just can't comprehend, investments and and just being taught the basics of life here, what can you do? They need to be on Social Security disability. I would even say Social Security retirement also, things considering. But when you've got people who are average intelligence that can pick up on things relatively quickly, and then they choose not to, and they want, well, the government will supply for me. It's not a good place to put yourselves, my friends. It's a real bad place to put yourselves into. Let me tell you something. I don't rely on the government for a damn thing. And I never will. Person asked me, hey, when are you going to retire? I was more than happy to look at him and say, I'll retire when I'm laid 6 feet into the ground. And on my tombstone, I may very well have put on it, I am now retired. That sounds like just a Greenville thing to do. And then put Granville Emerson Payne, content creator, and just go ahead and just put all my platforms, Facebook, YouTube, etc. Just let them go look it all up. And so, and yeah, that would be something. Just right at the bottom, I am now retired. That just sounds so grand, Bill. I think I've got to do that. So, I think that the Donald Trump presidency will be a blessing for a lot of people, and for a lot of people, it'll be a curse. And for some, like these big know-it-all judges and prosecutors, yeah, they're really going to hate this. Like I said, personally, if I would run, I'd probably just go ahead and go for Brazil. become a member of that society. Might be poor, but you know, I wouldn't be in prison. But I'm not advocating people to start running to other countries. That'd be illegal. But I just want to let you guys know what my thoughts were. And they're all coming from me. I'm the one that's putting everything together. I don't blame it on anybody else. Time will tell how wrong or how right I am. I love you all. God bless.